I just wanted to give a quick description of a woodworking mallet that I made. I've seen a bunch of different tutorials online, either on YouTube or DIY networks on television, and I thought to myself, well, why would you need all those tools that they have? They use these intricate sanders and all these big bulky tools that you would only use a few times if you're not really much of the woodworking type. You wouldn't need all those tools. There's a few simple tools that you got here and you could make a woodworking mallet. A lot of the ones I've seen on YouTube, they use all these different belt sanders and all these extra steps with wood glue and these big bulky items that just take up a lot of space in your workshop or wherever you may happen to be working on your projects. So I'm going to describe to you real quick how I made mine. It's very simple. I don't need to make a tutorial of how it's put together. It's very easy to do in this description of what I'm doing now. See, basically I took two pieces of wood, okay? I got the hammer part. When I cut them, I cut them with my saw. I always make sure that the hammer part is, heavier than the handle, of course. You don't need to really round it off at all like the other ones I've seen in the other tutorials. It's like, what are you making, a wood mallet hammer to work with wood, or are you making something to put in your wife's karaoke cabinet or something? Jesus. But anyways, basically all I did was take a small drill bit after I cut these two pieces, right? Then I stuck the handle part over top, took a pencil and made my marks around of where I want my handle to be, right? Then I drilled holes with the drill, and then I took the flathead screwdriver and hammered it out. Hammered out the insides. The reason why I have the Dremel here is I sanded it up a little bit inside. You don't even need the Dremel as long as you could get straight with this. But I would highly recommend having a Dremel. Makes everything quick. It has 100,000 different uses. I use it for everything. And then I just work the handle inside. There's no glue whatsoever to this. I put fleece on the ends. I just used regular glue to soften the blow of the impact. And I put tape around mine because I wanted, a certain look to it. And I covered it with Mod Podge, which makes it kind of slippery if you're worried about, the handle being square. I've used it a bunch of times before I even painted it, just to make sure, I was good. And it's been fine. It works great. You don't need all these big sanders and big saws. You just need a regular power saw, of course, to cut your handle and your wood piece. Or you could just use, whatever wood scraps you have around that are about the same size as the hammer you want. And of course, you don't have to paint it like mine, but I would recommend using Mod Podge. It makes it slippery and easier to handle for your fingers. And you could always put leather over it instead of using fleece like I did. There's other ones you'll see online, but this basically a wood mallet. Sticking two pieces of fucking wood together. You don't need all this bullshit sanders. If you want to make this round, you take the damn Dremel to it. You don't need a big ass belt sander. It costs hundreds of dollars for tools that you don't need unless you're really working with stuff. Well, that's my quick tip for today. Share it around if you find this useful.